Good evening. This is Brian Johnson. Welcome to my Periscope. Today, I'm going to try something a little different here. What's going on, John? What's up, Tech Ninja? Hey, I'm trying the landscape view tonight on my phone. So, is everything working well on your end? I believe I can still see everything that I need to see from here. Scorpio, what's going on? What's up, buddy? Let's get to having some fun. Shelly Jan, welcome. Kay Haynes, welcome. See a lot of new faces. Mondo, Chris, what's up, buddy? Happy New Year. Thank you, my friend. Rook, Sarah, hey. Hey, how are you, Miss Brown? Hi, Shelly. Holy crap, full beard. Yeah, no, man. I think I'm going to hack it off in the next... Johnson, I love that last name. I think I'm going to hack it off in the next couple of days. So, hey, if this is your first time on my Periscope, type a 1 or a yes, whichever you prefer. Also, I'm glad you're enjoying our body language series. It's second to none, my friend. It's amazing information. So, welcome. If this is your first time, just type a 1. Awesome. Or a yes. Thank you, Shelly. Awesome, Johnson. Nah, dude, looks good. Work with Anna. Hey, I remember Work with Anna. How are you? So, hey, check it out. I'm super enthusiastic to serve you tonight, as always, and I have some information that I believe that you will find very informative and helpful. Hey, Kamala Gibson. I'm recognizing a lot of your names and some of you a lot of new names. So if this is your first time on my scope, I'm grateful for you to be here. And really the best way that you could thank me is by sharing information and by sharing my scope. That would be fantastic. So if you feel called, please share it. What's up, JT Young? And so tonight, here's what we're going to do. For those of you that are new, I'm going to give you just a little bit of a background on me so you kind of understand where I'm coming from. And it's not long, just so you understand more about who I am, and that way you can actually hear what I'm saying, because most people don't care what you know until they know that you care, and I think it's important that you just kind of understand a little bit about where I'm coming from. So hey, what's up, Miss? Oh, that work with you. Gotcha. Hey, Anna. So currently I'm 38 years young. I live in Austin, Texas, and I started doing the health and wellness thing when I was 7 years old. I started working out with my dad. So basically I have been involved with this for the better part of most of my life, to the tune of 31 years now. I've got over 80,000 hours invested in health and wellness. It's never because I had to. It was always because I loved to. What's up? I live in San Antonio. Hey, and I just really love what I do. This is what I'm blessed to do. This is what I'm passionate about doing. I get to work with people with Parkinson's and cancer and AIDS. I work with professional actors, professional public speakers. I work with high-level entrepreneurs, all kinds of fun stuff. And I love to share information, and I love to talk about disease reversal foods. I love to talk about body language. What's up, Steve? I love to talk about a lot of stuff, and my preference is talking about stuff that creates miracles on the spot. So if you're open-minded to that, I would love full permission just to share with you so you understand exactly where I'm coming from. And I'll be honest with you. Look, I'm always going to be honest with you, and here's the deal. I haven't always been perfect, and I'm not perfect now. I am far from perfect. I've been 250 pounds 3 different times. I have invested 7 months of my life behind bars. Let's see, I almost died about 10 times. Lots of crazy drugs in my past, and I'll be honest with you, it's just where I'm at. I have managed, by the grace of God, for sure, to be here sharing this with you today. And with that in mind, what's up, Big Steve? I'm here to totally serve you. There is nothing off limits. You're in a very safe space. And if I find people on here that are being trolls and being rude and disrespectful, I will ask you one time, no. And then I will politely block you. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for people coming in and polluting the material, which I mean for good, and sharing it for value for those of you that take the time to invest it with me. So it is always of my best and utmost interest to have a safe space for you here to learn and for you to grow and for you to share information and for you to hear information that I have to share with you that hopefully will be life-changing for you. So I'm grateful for you investing the time with me. Now that we got that, for all of my replay, you're welcome. For all of my replay viewers, if you're checking this out, That's for you too. I love you and I appreciate you. The best thing that you can do is connect with me now or right after the scope on thinkgreatloseweight.com. That is our website. Enter your email address so we can serve you, because I post a ton of videos. Chris and I both, we put a lot of amazing content out, and we would love to be able to support and share with you the stuff that is common to us and uncommon to most. So that's the best way to connect with me. If you connect with me on Facebook, you can go to Think Great Lose Weight. That's our biz page. And then you can connect with my personal page from there. I am maxed out on friends or quote-unquote acquaintances. And if you would love to connect with me on my personal page, send me a message and say, hey, I was on your scope tonight. Would love to be able to stay connected with you on your personal page as well as thinkgreatloseweight.com. And I will delete some people just for you. I love you. So let's do this, all right? So hopefully you had an awesome night. And my first question to you is, to all of you specifically, is, do I have full permission to be Brian Johnson with you? If you're in agreement with that, say yes or one. Yes, preferably. Calvé. What's up, baby? Of course. Awesome. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. This fantastic group of people here. All right, so let's do this. Let's have some fun. All right, so here's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to share with you my top 3 transformation techniques or tactics, okay? And you may be kind of surprised at what they are, and you may not. Either way, I'm going to talk for a few minutes, and then my job, my preference, is to be done at 8:30. Questions and everything. So I'm going to do my deal for a minute, and then I'll open up the floor for questions, and we can talk about whatever your little heart's desire is, okay? So check it out. So number 1, the first thing that you is absolutely necessary and crucial for you to figure out where you're going to go is figuring out exactly where you're at. Meaning, what's your current reality? Current reality, for example, may be like, oh man, I feel fat. Are you fat or you're not? What's your body fat? What's your current reality? What's the data supporting your decision? Because most of the time, we live in fairy tale land and we never really have an idea of exactly what our current reality is. For example, here's some body language for you. For lots of times, I've had experiences that would pop up when I would be angry about something, and I notice my back and my neck is tight, which in body language world, that stands for anger. And actually, that wasn't my current reality. My current reality first was that I was tight in my chest and my throat, which is where sadness is. I was sad first, and then it went into anger. I just wasn't aware. I only caught the anger and didn't revert it back to the sadness. Okay? So my question to you is what is your current reality? Where are you currently at? Are you in a place of depression? Are you in anger? Or are you overweight? Are you tired? Are you sick? Are you not having any energy? Are you finding yourself in and out of the doctor? Neck and back thing. Awesome. So save that, Rachel, and we'll talk about that in here in a bit. But just my question to you, first question is, and here's where your response is required. What is your current reality? What are you dealing with? Do you have pain? Are you overweight? Are you sick? Are you tired? Are you on medications? Give me a one-liner of where you're at so I know how to best support you when we're talking. And I've got my little trustworthy pen. Green. Do it. Excited. Overweight. All the above. What else we got in there? Fat, Scorpio, plateau. Okay? Overweight. Okay, we got a few of those. Plateau, nutrition. Johnson. Come on, Johnson. We got to stick together. Pain, fat, money, and stress. Okay, awesome. So let's talk about this stuff, okay? So the first thing to do here, for all my people who are talking about fat, okay, and we'll get in, Johnson. You're going to do it, huh? We'll get into the anger. We'll get into the tired. So here's the first thing. Everything. You get to be specific, Rachel. Everything is too vague. The more specific you can be, the faster you can have clarity, the faster you bring light and empowerment back to that area. Okay? Off balance. All right, brother. Like physically you feel off balance, Steve, or are you talking about off balance in life? Let me know what you got, bro. All right, so here's the first thing. The first thing for each of you who are talking about being fat is you get a way to check your body fat. You can go to a local gym. You can, overweight, feet pain, okay? You can go to a gym and get it checked. You can get a machine online. You can go to bodybuilding.com and get a little bitty handheld device like this. This is a body fat gun. You can get a handheld device like this for $10. This is a lifesaver. It works amazingly well. It's one of my preferred ways of doing it. Plus, you can also do it yourself, or you can have someone in your family do it for you. The key is identifying exactly where you're at. For those of you that mentioned anger, or mentioned anxiety, or mentioned tired, what about body fat scales? I don't like them. Mark, what's your thought on Fitbit scales? I haven't had a whole lot of luck with them, to be honest with you. And I have a Fitbit on my hip. I just haven't had a lot of luck with the ones that you measure that have water or electrical impedance. I don't prefer them. If you're really looking, I would suggest save the money, throw it as far as you can, and get one of these. I think it gives you more reliable data. So for those of you that have anger, that have fear, that have anxiety, here is your homework, okay? The body language piece that will help you to identify where you're at is this. This is a writer downer for those of you that are serious about making massive strides in transformation in your life. Scorpio, we got you. Okay? Write these down. If you have tightness in your stomach, that's fear. If you have tightness in your chest or your throat, that's sadness or sorrow. If you have tightness in your back or your neck, that is anger. Okay? None of that's wrong. It's just feedback. It tells us where we're functioning at. And most importantly, what is returning to us. For example, if I say, man, I feel anxiety, or I feel anger, or I feel fear, well, guess what? My fear turns into my courage and my faith. And scripturally speaking, if you use the scripture, not the religious portion of it, perfect love casteth out fear. When I say I love my fear into my courage and my faith, and I give myself permission to move forward and take action, boom, automatically I take the fear that's in my stomach or the anxiety, and I reverse it and change it into what I'm desiring to experience. Now we're going to get into some pretty crazy stuff. Okay, do I have permission to go down the rabbit hole with you? Yes or no? We have some new faces on here tonight, and what I'm about to share with you is going to get kind of wild. So I need to make sure we're all on the yes page. What's up, Lloyd? All right, Kamala Gibson. So there's a big difference between a yes and an absolutely. Anna, we haven't gotten to this one with you yet. Yes or no is a very important conversation. What's up, brother, man? All right, so let's do this, okay? So here's what I invite each one of you to do. This is how crazy this gets. Zone into your body right now. Are any of you doing itches, scratches, scratching your hand, scratching your foot, scratching your ear? Is anything like that going on right now? Yes or no? Yes. The rest of you, legs, okay? Yes, no, yes, no. Okay? Just pay attention because it's going to. And here's the next piece of information that I think will find very important and very understanding, or very eczema is outrageous. Okay, so you got some skin irritations going on, which means you're not loving what you feel. Where it shows up at is indicative of what emotional system is functioning. So here's some important information for you. Over 60% of our communication is done nonverbal. Every time you have an itch or a scratch, I'm inviting you to consider that it may be something else. Okay? Our body, our subconscious specifically, will create chemical reactions in different areas of our body that represent different pieces of emotional information that shows up in the form of an itch or a scratch. It's not just an itch or a scratch, and if this right here happens, this means I'm willing to be seen. My eyes started itching. I will assure you, for those of you that are new on here, there's a lot of veterans on here tonight too, that body language by far is the most fascinating stuff I have ever seen in my life. I have seen more miracles happen in seconds with body language than I ever have talking about a kiwi to reverse asthma or talking about HIV/AIDS protocols to my HIV/AIDS clients. Body language is amazing because that literally helps you to understand what our subconscious or our emotional or our spirit being is communicating to us via our physical body through itches and scratches. All I'm doing is helping you to understand what's available to help you link up that portion. And I assure you, when you understand it and you get it and you start experiencing what's going on and you understand what it means, your life will change dramatically. And so will the people in your life, because your ability to connect and to create rapport and meaningful relationship will exponentially magnify in every area of your life, from your personal relationships to your business relationships to the people that you just meet. And your ability to create influence, to impact people, is massively different with body language. Okay? So we talked about a couple things. Let's recap just for a second, then we're going to go to point 2. Okay? 1. We talked about identifying where you're at, getting a way to measure your body fat so you know exactly where you're starting from. If you don't know where you're starting from, then you can't make a plan to know where you're going to go. Okay. Second thing is we talked about emotions. We have some fear, some anger, some sadness, some anxiety. What I invite you to consider is using those 3 pieces of information that I just shared with you on number 1. If you're tight in your stomach, that's fear. Number 2, if you're tight in your chest and your throat, that's sadness. Number 3, if you're tight in your back and your neck, that's anger. None of it's wrong. It is vastly important for us to feel our feelings. I invite you to say this saying right after I say it. I give myself permission to feel my feelings. A lot of times through growing up and through sports, maybe through mom and dad, that we have been told, oh, stop crying, do whatever. Don't feel your feelings. That's how our society is designed. And ultimately, the faster you can feel your feelings and give yourself permission to tune into your body, you're tapping into your power. That's where all of your power exists, in your subconscious mind, not in our conscious mind. Okay, I have a very interesting thought for you. We have 60,000 thoughts a day. The challenge with that is that if we're not reading any books or around different level thinkers and people who challenge us, and we're getting new, valid wisdom and information, those 60,000 thoughts are the same thoughts that we had yesterday. Readers are leaders. It is important to be constantly taking in new information of value, not talking, go watching reality TV shows and stuff that pollutes your mind with garbage. Get into documentaries, getting into reading books, getting into studying people and modeling professionals in your industry. Get a mentor, get a coach, get a multitude of mentors and coaches. Be careful of who you're taking your information from. It's very important to make sure that you're getting very qualified information. Okay, so now we're going to go to part number 2. The next part is plan your work and work your plan. So many people don't have a plan. I have a question for you. How many of you have written down your goals for this year? You can just say yes or no. And I encourage you just to be honest. I love you either way. There's no judgment here. You're in a safe space. No. Perfect, Johnson. Thank you for saying that. I got you, Johnson. No. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay. 10 times a day. Lloyd, of course you do. I know that. That's nice. Hey, Lori. Just did tonight. All right. So here's my next question to you. For those of you that said no, I love you and I'm grateful that you are honest with yourself and honest with our group. That's a big step. Most people will not have the satchel or whatever you prefer to say to be outright and blunt no matter what is on the other side of that coin. Today, I invite you to take full responsibility and give yourself permission to write your goals out. I'll be glad to help you. This is a very important part. Less than 3% of our population writes out goals. The 3% of the population that writes out the goals rules the other 97% of the world. There's ample room for people to be mediocre, and there's plenty of room at the top. Your decisions that you make today will be the results that show up for you tomorrow. How to write them? What way specifically? What do you mean? Here, I'll show you this, Terrell. So, hey, here's what I kind of do. I'll show you this. And I'll email all of you this sheet if you choose to. This is what I use with my clients, and this is what I use for myself. Okay. You see this little chart right here? So I'll explain to you what it is. This has been a really big tool for me. All right, so check it out. You see this plaque right here? That's the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. It's a $6,000 certification. This is the one of 2 pieces of information that I used from that certification. Not saying it was bad. I just don't think it was really, I didn't gain a lot of my information that I'm sharing with you from. So here's what it is, okay? On this chart, here's what you have. I have finances, education, creativity, spirituality, physical activity, peace, social life, joy, relationships, goals, home environment, home cooking, health, and my career. Yeah, Mark. So here's what I do with this. And like I said, I'll be glad to send this to you if you choose to use it for yourself. I'm here to empower you with whatever tools and systems I use. I'll tell you all my goals, bro. So here's the thing. On this chart, what I'll do is from the middle of the center to the outside, that represents 0 to 10 or unhappy to ecstatic. Now, each month I go through this and I put a little dot on the line and then I connect the dots. The first time I did this, my schedule was all kinds of jacked up. It was not even somewhat straight. What this does here is this gives me a visual tool of where my life's at and how I feel in certain areas. And then it allows me the opportunity to create action steps in specific areas that help me to squeeze the juice out of those areas in my life that I was not. Okay? So here are some things for you. I have this tattooed on my arm and I use this all the time. My goal filter is this. I'm getting some water. My goal filter is God, family, health, and business. My God goal A is go to church 3 times a month. It's to listen to my Joel Osteen as soon as I get up in the morning. And I'm not here to preach religion to you. I'm here to share with you what I do. You're more than welcome to use it. You're more than welcome to use whatever works for you and take some of the framework of mine. Doesn't matter. I love you no matter where you're at, okay? Second one is family. My first family goal is for me to be present, meaning when I'm with my family, to make sure I'm with my family. It's a constant reminder because me working from wherever I work from, it is always an opportunity for phone calls and text messages and emails to be going on. So for me, it's all about when I'm with my family, to be with my family. For you, that may be the same thing. Or maybe with your clients, when something happens, you make sure you have their undivided attention, whatever that looks like. I also make sure that we have a date night once a week. So we go to the movies or we go hang out with family time and do whatever works for you. So have God, family, health, and business. My health goal this year, or my health goal within the next 1 to 2 months, is to get down to 8% body fat. And then my desire is to get back down to 6%. My other health goals are to do jiu-jitsu and kickboxing 6 days a week, and to do a boxing match at the end of February, and then do a jiu-jitsu match somewhere after that, after I heal up my knee. My business goals, multiple business goals. I'll read all of them out. I have no problem. But here's what I would invite you to do is to do this. Is to figure out what your goals are and use that framework. Mikhail, that's right. Just have something so you can write it down. And here's the deal. I do my best to read these daily. I have this on my desk up here, where I get to read them daily. A lot of people, when they write down their goals, they write them down and then they never read them again. I encourage you to read them every hour. I encourage you to read them when you get up and before you go to bed is one of the best times. Do you know why? Do any of you know why it would be better to read them at night before you go to bed? I'm interested to hear your feedback. That answers my question. I have some materialistic goals. Those are all good too, brother. I think it's important to have those. It's important to have materialistic thing goals. That gives you drive, incentive, dream them. That's right, Julie. It will be on your mind when you wake up. Yes, Anitra, and we're going to add a little bit more because you will think about them all night. That's correct. Both. Subliminal thought. That's right, Scorpio. They sink into the sub. That's right, Tech. You wake to the energy of those goals in sleep. Yes, all of you have accurate information. I'm just going to add a little bit more to that. When we're asleep, our conscious mind is also asleep. And when you put what you desire to have into your brain, like you're watering your garden, your subconscious will chew on that all night long. And as it does that, you'll find that as you wake up, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, over time, you're going to find that your action steps start to change. You start to change. Your behaviors start to change. Because what's going on is now your desires are aligning you with your outcomes. Because that's the most important part. Because a lot of people have really lofty goals, but they have no idea how they're going to get there. They don't know what type of habits are necessary to create the action steps and the behaviors that consistently show up to allow you to persevere when life gets tough. Because you bet your ass when you write down your goals and you start achieving something that you're going to have some roadblocks because you're going to test yourself. I write my goals and I think I have to get them and what I have to do to get them. That's right. Always consider your whys. Okay, so let's go back to talking about our plan here, and then we're going to open it up for questions, only a little bit more. So remember, plan your work and work your plan. Create a plan. You can always change it. You can change it on the fly. It doesn't matter, but you need something to follow so that you have a map to get to your destination. Okay? Number 3, you must have an accountability partner. You must have an accountability partner, and you must measure. Whatever you want to grow in life, you measure. Whatever you want to grow exponentially, you measure and track. So whether that's your business, whether that's the amount of people that you get to serve, whether that's your body fat, whatever it may be, get an accountability partner. I have multiple accountability partners. I have a business accountability partner. I have a business coach. I have a person that I'm accountable to for my nutrition program. I have coaches that I'm accountable to for jiu-jitsu and kickboxing. Get some accountability partners. Get someone who's going to push you. Get someone who makes you feel uncomfortable. Because one thing I encourage you to do, if you're comfortable all the time, you're not living your life and you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. I invite you to give yourself permission to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is when you're going to grow. Okay? That's right, Lloyd. All right, so that's all I have. I would love to open up the floor to answer any questions that you may have. And let's figure out how I can support and serve you a little bit more. If you found this information, how do you schedule your goals for the new year systematically? Well, I write them all out. I read them daily. I have a board back here, right there on that board, where I have everything written out. So it's really just whatever works for you. Make sure you connect with me if you're not on ThinkGreatLoseWeight.com. Yep. And make sure you connect with me on my social media feeds, Think Great Lose Weight and Brian Johnson. And then my Instagram is _Johnson. Yes, ma'am. You are very welcome. I do the 100 days at a time. Each day represent a percentage. I like that. I like short goals. I like month goals. 90 days or 30-day goals. And hey, if y'all are interested and you have heard a lot of the information that we put out on health and wellness and nutrition specifically, we're running a limited time special on our nutrition program for $199. If you're interested in checking it out, let me know and I'll share links with you where you can go and check it out. That's right, Lloyd. It's amazing stuff. It's over 6 hours of potent information on how you can use your grocery store to empower your health and wellness, to reverse your diseases, reverse your medications, improve your hormone function, improve your sleep, improve your stress, all that stuff. There's over 6 hours. You can listen to it while you're in the car. You can listen to it while you're driving down the road. Anitra, go ahead and just message me on Facebook and I'll get you set up. I have a pain in my left pointer finger knuckle. Painful receiving direction on practical execution. I give myself permission to execute with ease. Are your certificates? Yeah, all 21 of them. So Anna, I give myself permission to receive direction with ease. You might have been associating too much pain rather than pleasure from receiving direction. So I give myself permission to execute my plan. So does anyone have any specific questions that I can support you with? If not, my body language is going nuts. I will. Thank you for your time. Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And tomorrow we'll be back in the saddle again. I'm going to be doing lots of Periscope trainings over the next month. So, if you have any special requests, let me know. How's your leg? It's getting better. Could you email me the info at WPJ1385? Say that again. At Yahoo. Hey, shoot that up for me one more time. I think I got it. WPJ1385 at yahoo.com. Got it. Boom. All right, Johnson. Teamwork. What do you do for hernias? Quicker. I have 2 of them. Mine's kind of interesting. The best thing you could do is make sure you stay lean. Make sure you never overeat. You're welcome, Johnson. And next best thing to do would be to go to the doctor and get surgery on it. Like, are you talking like hernia where it like pops out and you got to push it back in? Or are you talking about herniated disc? Yes. That's what I do, man. I have one that pops out sometimes and I get to push it back in. The best thing that I would suggest to do is I would suggest getting surgery and just getting it patched up. Or you don't have to. I've had mine for probably 7 or 8 years, and that's all right. Gotcha. I don't lift heavy weights anymore, though, too, so it's not really a big deal for me. Awesome. Does anyone else have any questions before we part? What did you say that knuckle pain joint represented? Painful. Receiving direction. And that's on execution. So I give myself permission to execute my plan with ease. Were you associating more pain with executing your plan because maybe you didn't know what to do or that kind of stuff? How to balance hormones. Woman with low T. What age? How old? One of the best, so this is for all the ladies on the horn right now. One of the best endocrine modulators that you can use is maca root. M-A-C-A. Go to food-healing.com and use theirs. If you're getting the best stuff, the red maca is the best because it's the highest source of zinc. So men and ladies both, this is for you. If you have low T, which sounds like more of like a men's commercial, the top 3 foods that you can do are oysters, pumpkin seeds, black sesame seeds. Those are your most potent 3 testosterone boosting foods. They're known as aphrodisiac foods because of the zinc in them. Shrimp. No. I never heard much on shrimp. I know oysters is your top zinc. As a matter of fact, I've heard nothing on shrimp in that area, but that doesn't mean that I'm the end-all be-all by any means. I'm sure there's lots of stuff I don't know. Matter of fact, I know there's lots of stuff I don't know. All right, so that's all I have, ladies and gents. Unless you have any more questions, I'll give us about 10 more seconds. And be set. Go ahead and set your schedule. You're welcome, brother. Thank you for your support. You're welcome, Rachel Marie. Go ahead and set your calendars for your phone for 8 o'clock Periscope time. That way we can stay connected. I appreciate it. Yes, ma'am, Julie. Thank you. You're welcome, Lori. 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'll be going live tomorrow. Anna, you are awesome. You're welcome, Johnson. You're welcome, Call Bay. Tech Ninja, thank you. You're welcome, Chase. Is that you, Chase? I think it's you. All right, ladies and gents, I love y'all. Have an awesome night. And remember, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will make time for your illness. Bye-bye. Congrats on Texas going to playoffs if you watch football.